Hey girls, it's Charlotte from the Boyer Sisters, and today I wanted to talk to you all about something that is rather near and dear to my heart and something that I have been dealing with for quite some time now. And that thing is body confidence. Now, this is something that most girls deal with, especially in their teen years on into their 20s. It sometimes even lasts throughout a woman's entire life, just finding confidence in the body that God has put her in. And I think the reason for this is just that we have this incredible sense of our appearance and wanting to look a certain way. And of course, things coming at us from the world, like media, photographs, all that type of stuff of what like the perfect woman looks like, of course, is like feeding our desire to look a certain way. I have been looking at myself critically in the mirror since I can remember. I remember being like 8 or 10 and like wondering, when on earth am I finally gonna look like a woman? And so that followed me into whenever I turned 12 and 13, and I really started to become a bit more ladylike in my figure. However, I kind of stayed like a stick, and have stayed like a stick for most of my life. My sisters got a very nice hourglass figure and I just never got that. And so because of that, I started to feel really self-conscious. I didn't like how clothing looked on me. I was really lanky and skinny and just didn't really have a lot of confidence in my body and who I was. And I was wondering, like, why can't I just look like my sisters? Why can't I look like everyone else? So I want to talk today about how God has made each of our bodies unique and beautiful in its own way, and also how you can dress and take care of your body and really gain a very solid amount of confidence in who you are as a person and how unique and beautiful you are. So the first tip I want to talk about is exercise, and what exercise can do for you to help you gain confidence in your body is it will help you get to the best place physically that your body can be. That's the reason why I start to exercise, was I want to get my body to the best place it could be, and I wanted to have a bit more mass on myself than I had previously. So because I have a really fast metabolism and I'm very slender, exercise really helped me tone and just get to a place that looked better, if you know what I mean. So that is a more outward attribute of exercise, but also it can help with your skin, your hair, everything really. Exercise impacts everything. It can help you just get through the day without a lot of stress, which stress can cause acne and skin problems and stuff, which can also lead to less confidence in your physical appearance. So exercise is very helpful in all of that. Another thing is just to eat healthy and eat well. And you hear this a lot these days, but it really is very true. My sisters and I are blessed to live in a household where eating well is a really important thing to all of us. We never really have junk food in our house. We never have candy, soda, chips like Doritos and Cheetos. Those things just don't enter our house. And because of that, we're able to eat more healthy things like carrots and celery and fresh fruit, home-baked goods, and things like that that are just more healthy for you and help you live a better lifestyle. Alright, the second tip I want to talk about is clothing. And this can be a bit of a no-brainer at times, but it has a huge impact on helping you to look at yourself in a confident and self-assured manner. I find that searching for those items of clothing in your wardrobe, in the stores, that really make you feel beautiful and make you feel unique in who you are some of the best ways to really help you gain confidence in you personally. So for instance, I really love skinny jeans and tunics. I just think that is an adorable style. I don't wear it very often, but when I do, I feel really confident in myself. And I feel very self-assured, and I'm not conscious about my body or what I may look like. So where are the items of clothing that help you forget yourself and focus more on the world around you. So you take your mind off of your body and instead focus on everyone else, and that in itself will help you to exude this level of confidence and to feel this level of confidence that you might not feel otherwise. Alright, the last thing I want to talk about is a bit more deep than the other two tips I talked about before. Those two are more practical and tangible, but this one is something that cuts straight to the heart. So my next tip is to turn your attention back to God and who He has created you as a person. And one of the things that I have found, I'm a very visual person, and so I would usually judge people based on their appearance. I wouldn't really look to their character necessarily, and this is a very shallow part of myself that I don't really take great pride in. But something that God has been teaching me is to look at the person's heart and their character before you judge them by their outward appearance. I find that the most beautiful women on the planet are the ones who have such wisdom and grace that only God can bestow upon a person. I know some older women in my life that they're the most beautiful women in the world because their hearts are beautiful. And this is the best way that you can find confidence in yourself, is if your mind and your heart are fixed on God and having His word in your heart that you can share with others. So make sure that inwardly you are beautiful, and that will just make everything else fit into place. It's the one missing puzzle piece that most girls don't find. But once you do find this puzzle piece, everything fits together. I want to share a couple of scripture verses that will really encourage you in this, that have encouraged me. So the first one I want to mention is Proverbs, and this is Proverbs 31:26. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness. And also in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 9 through 10. In like manner also, that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with propriety and moderation, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly clothing, but which is proper for women professing godliness, with good works. And what these two scripture verses talk about is just a woman whose heart is fixed on the Lord and blessing others, which makes her beautiful on the inside out. So I want to finish off with one last verse from scripture, and this is from Psalm 139, which is my absolute favorite psalm. It is so beautiful. It's actually my dad's favorite psalm, and he introduced it to me, and it's just a great blessing, especially as we think about ourselves and who God has created us to be. So this is Psalm 139, verses 15 through 16. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret, and skillfully wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Your eyes saw my substance, being yet unformed, and in your book they all were written, the days fashioned for me, when as yet there were none of them. And this is so beautiful because David is talking to God and saying, you knew who I was, what I would look like inside and out. Before anything, you saw me before I was even thought of by the world. And that is such a beautiful thing, to know that God made us fearfully and wonderfully made. He created each of us beautiful and unique in ourselves, and each of us will become more like Christ each and every day, which is the most beautiful part of our life on this earth. So remember, it's more about what is in your heart than what is on the outside. Although I did give you some practical tips, I want you to mostly remember that beauty starts in the heart and works its way out. It doesn't matter if you're straight as a stick or curvy as an apple. It doesn't matter. As long as your heart is in the right place. That is what people will see, people worth your while. That is what those people will see and what those people will love. So, this video has been a bit of a long time coming. I it's hard for me to work up the confidence to talk about something like this, but I hope that this has been helpful in some way to some of you. And if this has just impacted one person's life in a positive way, then I've done my job. So like this video if you enjoyed watching it, and be sure to subscribe, and I will talk to you all later. See you.